Everyone. Let's discuss this article which came on November 14th, the Hindu newspaper. The article is about why we need to revise our consumer price index. Consumer price index, it is used to measure inflation at consumer level. So why we need to update it, why we need to revise it? Let's see the article. So I won't be discussing this article here only. What I've done is the notes of these articles I have made in my handwritten notes. Let's discuss those notes. So the article says we need to update our consumer price index. So what's the context? Why we need to update it? The immediate context is that CPI inflation for the month of October 2025, it is 0.25%. So what does it mean? It means as compared to October 2024, here the consumer prices have increased by 0.25%. So it appears that it's a good thing that the prices have increased by just 0.25%. But if we go in detail, then we know the exact reason why they're asking for an update of CPI. If we talk about CPI basket of goods, then in CPI basket of goods, food and beverage, they have 46% weightage. And food and beverages, their prices have reduced by 3.7% here in October 2025. So the prices have reduced and their weightage is 46%. Therefore, they have pulled the complete index down. That's the one reason why inflation is showing to be less, because the food and beverage price reduced, their weightage is high, hence they pulled the complete index down. Top of that, other reason is the base effect. How does base effect come into picture, or what is base effect? The base effect is that the increase or decrease would appear to be larger when the base is small. See, when the base is small, then the increase or decrease would appear to be larger, and when the base is large, then the increase or decrease would appear to be smaller. Like whatever we are comparing with, that actually decides what's the increase or decrease. That actually shows the percentage increase or decrease. So last year what happened is, in October 2024, food inflation was 9.7%. That is, as compared to 20, food inflation had gone up by 9.7%. It was a very abnormal high. Therefore, in 2025, the prices, they have come to the normal level. So now, as compared to this, the food and beverage prices have come down by 3.7%, because this was a very abnormal high as compared to 2023. So it's because of base effect that the food and beverage inflation is showing a decrease of minus 3.7%, and that's the reason the overall CPI is showing a decrease of 0.25%. So these are the two reasons why the food inflation has gone down and why the overall inflation has gone down. Other thing which the article says is that except food and beverage, which has a weightage of 46%, only clothing and footwear, their prices have come down as compared to last year. All right, it's not that all items prices have come down. Prices of pan and tobacco, housing, fuel and light, miscellaneous things, their prices have increased as compared to October 2024. Prices of only food and beverage and clothing and footwear have reduced, but their weightage is high. Its weightage is high. Therefore, the inflation is showing to be less. So what's the problem? The problem is the current CPI, it is outdated. It has a base year of 2012. We need to revise the CPI. There has been a proposal that will be revising CPI, and the new base year will be 2022. The work is going on it. At the same time, other problem with CPI is that the weightage is quite skewed. We can see from this table that out of 100%, 46% of the weightage is given to food and beverage only. So if price of food and beverages, they go up or down, they're going to completely impact the CPI basket of goods. So we need to work upon these two. First, we need to update this as per the latest prices. Second, we also need to update the weightages. And why there's one more reason is that recently there was an RBI survey in September 2025 which said inflation is 7%. So if RBI survey is saying inflation is 7%, how can we believe that inflation is just 0.25%? So And what's another need to update is because this CPI-C inflation, CPI combined, whatever we are seeing this 0.25%, it is CPI combined. CPI combined, it is used by Monetary Policy Committee to decide interest rates. So if the CPI inflation is just 0.25%, it would appear that the inflation rate is quite less and RBI may decide to reduce interest rates. As such, real inflation is around 7%, but if RBI is using this as a parameter, then Monetary Policy Committee would go upon this parameter and may decide to then reduce interest rates. That will not be a right policy measure. So we need to update it. And at the same time, MOSPI, which is Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, it has mentioned that we'll be getting new CPI by Q1 of 26-27. All right. So next year in Q1 of 26-27, we may see a new CPI. We may probably even see a new WPI also. I hope you understood this article. Thanks.